What's going on, guys? So today on this SHOKY third-party itty-bitty Transformers committee review, we're taking a look at something new from NEWAGE, and technically it's not really new. It's repaint of a figure they've already done, and it is a repaint of their legendary hero number 43, and it is Shattered Glass Cyclonus, and of course you get Multiverse Legendary Heroes 43B, Warrior Uriel. And you can tell here it's a weird kind of shattered glass thing. I don't know if these are meant to be like when the rage virus happened or something, because like those planets just sort of have fire around them. I don't know. Come to the top, you get a nice shot of him here. Legendary Heroes. And he's got more of a, somewhere in between the Decepticon and Autobot logo there. And Warrior Uriel, you see him there in his orange and red goodness. Come around here, you get to see him bot in plain mode. And come around to the back, he just looks really cool. And he does have a tiny little friend with him in this case. And same thing on this side, got there. And you come to the bottom, says all that. Got this at Big Bad Toy Store, but you can pick it up probably wherever you get your third-party Transformers. Some places do get NEWAGE sooner than others, so yeah, get it however you want to get it. It is fine. Now, it is the Shattered Glass version, because you can see it's got the Multiverse logo there, which we've seen a few times on this channel. Unfortunately, I don't have any of my other Shattered Glass guys out at the moment, so we won't be taking a look at the comparison between that and its other Shattered Glass components, but we will, of course, be looking at the changes between this and the standard version of Cyclonus. So there's that. And by the way, NEWAGE logo, age 15 plus. Hey, right in the middle of that. You know, from 2022. Yay for that. So let's go ahead and get them out here. This will be a pretty short review. I'm going to skip the transformation. If you want to see the transformation, we can see that in the original one. Same thing for the Taro video. I'm going to skip all that. The only thing that will be new is his Weapons Master that is included. So that'll be a thing we do check out. So let's go. Alright, guys, here we have Cyclonus in his all McDonald's colors and looking pretty glorious and incredibly well painted. So one thing at least, I don't think there's any version of Cyclonus that doesn't come painted, because this is just ridiculous. And I do have the Shattered Glass logos here. I do wish they were clear, but at least at the time when I bought them, Repro Labels does not have clear versions of their Shattered Glass stickers. So it would be cool to get that maybe down the line. If they do get it, it would be neat. So he does look good. Orange and black goodness all over. Orange and black. Well, it's true. Orange and red and black goodness all over, including down here on the belly. There's a QC sticker under there. Originally, it was like in the middle of his leg, I believe, and I took it off there so that I could put it up under there. So it'll be hidden away later on. One of the only ones I've ever seen that does have a proper QC sticker, which is crazy. We do get die-cast front landing gear, and there's die-cast in his little toesies back here. I'm sure there's metal somewhere else in this guy, but I'm not entirely certain. I like the blue window here, although there is a scary section with it. I think, if I'm correct, all of this is translucent and painted. So, yeah, that's a little bit terrifying, but it is what it is. Really love the gray here. He is definitely more of a hot rod color scheme when it comes to this. Now, he does come with one of the guns that the original one did, and this one comes in orange, which I believe is also clear coated and or just painted. It could just be a quick coat of the same orange that the plastic is molded in. The original one was a silver color, so does look good. Doesn't come with the longer rifle or the other weird gun, but he does come with something new. And it's the Weapons Master. So I believe if you got the toy version, I could be wrong. I think it's the EX version. You get his Weapons Master. And don't know his name. Don't really care. But the colors are there. Red, black. This is mostly not painted, though there is a couple small tiny paint parts. And there is a post there, so that if you have the landing gear put away, or not, realistically, you can just plug him up front, and he gets a little pew-pews. Of course, it does suffer from hollowness. It does suck that they would do that on the smaller characters. You'd think that you could just cast those parts solid and not have an issue. You can technically plug the gun in there as well, if you're keen on that, but you know what? It is what it is. And real quick, put the landing gear back down. We will compare to his original form. So you can see just how drastically different these two are. Something drastically different going on with their the way they sit. This one, the original one, does not want to sit right. What is going on here? Something wonky right through there. I think that might have fixed it. He's definitely sitting back for some reason, because the front landing gear is not touching. Like, see, he wants to lean back. I don't know what's going on there. This one's sitting like he should. This one's not. I don't know. Either way, doesn't matter. We're here to look at the differences. So, purple. Purple, not purple. Big difference. Yeah. Obviously, the exact same mold all the way across. I don't think there's anything different mold-wise. There's only the difference in the paint. And there's some crud happening here. I think it was from the sticker residue, and it's just kind of moving around. It is, like, these do look a little plain. There's no difference in the, like, textures and stuff like that, like they did here. That does make it look a little bit boring. Same thing up here on the nose cone. No, a bit less in the colorization department, but, it is what it is. And I did my best to replicate where everything goes. Looking at the underside, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, this one's got translucent in the middle there with the orange. This one has black, and we'll see all this, of course, once we get them into bot mode, which we may as well do. I'm going to transform them off screen and then come back, because frankly, I've already done the transformation. Once again, if you want to see that, go check out the Taro video, the original Taro video for this one, and then of course the original review for this if you need to see how to transform him. So I'm going to skip that, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, here we have Shatterglass Cyclonus, all transformed up, and looking pretty good. I just happened to catch the exact right angle to make it look like his eyes are lit up. That's kind of cool. Total accent, looks pretty cool. He does still have the unfortunate screw behind the head there, but it is what it is. Actually, I'm going to try to get a head on here. But yeah, he looks really cool. He does have some of the same problems as the standard one. Transforming is a little bit stiff. The wings were a little bit stiff because a couple of bits down here on the legs. And at least this go around, I remembered to unfold the inner calf sections there. But yeah, there he is, just from all angles. He has he's got a very different kind of finish to him, non-metallic. Though whatever clear coat they use does clearly show a little different. You can see it there. I do love the blue eyes, though. That's actually really nice. Also, trying to get his little kind of crown things there. His little cell hat, as it were. Let's call it a crown. Was very stiff, very difficult to actually get out. He does still have the funny thing here where his arm can do that. But it's not connected necessarily to a joint. It's pretty funny, but it does look good. I did put the fist hands on him. You can of course use the gray hands, the open hands, if you're down for it. And let's just bring in normal Cyclonus to see the differences, and they're, I mean, really friggin' obvious. One, I have a much smaller Decepticon logo on him there. Believe me, once again, if I get a Shatterglass version of the clear ones, I will replace these with those. I'll be super happy. Super happy fun time. I do wish that they had done like a gray or some other color right here to break it up, kind of like they did here with the different purples. Does look interesting though. The gray and the black near the knees, very different. The gunmetal colored toes versus the gray back of the foot, a little strange. I'd have just gone gray toes, if I'm honest with you. And then, like, just the subtle differences back here on the back. It's still really cool, though. It does have that plug hole in the butt for reasons. All right, so let's just go ahead and go over the main difference here. And that is our new little friend here. And I will look up his name in the edit and put it on the screen right here. There's that guy's name. Also, I'm going to unplug this because it's kind of in my way. Alright, so his weapons master. Let's get it transformed. I'm going to darken this ever so slightly because he's tiny. Okay, so he's only kind of tabbed in here on the forearms, and then these are his legs. You can bring them up, switch the feet around like so, and then that's pretty much set. Bring all of this back on 2 hinges. The guns come up the backside, and then rotate at the knees right here, and then bring down his arms like so, and he's all ball joints. There we go. There's tiny little this name. Let me zoom in here because there ain't no way I can bring him closer to the camera. They bothered to both paint parts of him, but then also like really detail that face. Look at that blue visor, silver little face plate here, red painted chest, a little bit more than clear coat, and then like the black appears to not be painted. Same thing like all these bits down here, non-painted. Would have been good if they painted this orange, in my opinion. They had done it the same color as at least the fins and stuff like that. But he's pretty cool. I mean, like, my only real experience with Weapons Masters in regard to this was with my G1 Scoop. Because he has 2 of them. He's got the yellow one and the blue one. That's my only real experience with Weapons Masters. And I guess if we do get a hot rod down the line, in theory, he should come with one as well. At least that's where my mind would be. So let's get him in kind of a fighting pose, as it were. And, I would assume that he's got more of a young, a hot shot kind of attitude, similar to Hot Rod. I could be wrong. Usually with Shattered Glass, they're the exact opposite of who they are. And Cyclonus is pretty arrogant, but then again, so is Hot Rod, so I don't know how well that would work. Alright, and then you got the little guy. You got the little guy here. Too bad he doesn't have a gun. Because the funny thing is, the Weapons Masters can... Does his head rotate? I never bothered to try. Oh, yeah. There's a tiny bit of articulation in his head. Otherwise, he's all ball joints. But still pretty cool. Make him look like he's running. I got this. Sorry, I know. Live posing. I need to get, like, a kind of, a little diorama of sorts here, like with some fake rocks and stuff to kind of just give them something to stand on when I do these things. So there's our big boy. And of course, Cyclonus still suffers from the same stupid problem with his forearms that he does with the other one, and that's that you can't push the weapon too far down into the hand because his own wrist is in the way. But there we go. Got a little bit more on him. And of course, you can have him as normal gun mode for him to hold the little guy as well. So this situation is pretty cool. I actually really enjoy the fact that we've got not only a Legends scale thing, but a Legends scale tiny robot as it is. Come on. And you know what? I'll go grab some like Soundwave tapes and maybe some Insecticons for scale, because like this guy is so tiny. But trying to get his feet planted. There we go. Finally got it to work. Alright, I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, so let's go with a lot of the other smaller bots. Let me get this out of the way. So we can see a bit of a size comparison. That's as low as I can go. Let's zoom in a bit. Come on. Zoomy zoom. There we go. Alright, so reflector. Pretty small bot. I believe this is kickback. A little dusty. Kickback. Bit smaller. Let's actually put him in like a lineup here. Tiny guy. Bumblebee. Though I would not have really guessed that Bumblebee was smaller than Insecticon, but hey, here we are. And then, oops. And then last, and yet still somehow taller, Frenzy slash Rumble here. And I mean, at the head, he's taller. So, I mean, actually, no, I take it back. Frenzy's actually, or, well, Frenzy slash Rumble is smaller than whatever this guy's name is. So, let's see here. Yeah. Okay, so get him to stand straight up. The hard part is getting those feet planted. And Rumble still has issues. Having these reverse bending feet and then the knees has always been a problem for this version of Rumble. It's one small thing I can say. Magic Square definitely did a little bit better. Or the tape bots. So yeah, Rumble is still smaller. And probably the smallest that we're going to get of like tiny bots that still, transform into like more of a humanoid thing. So either way, there's our selection of small bots. I'm going to get a picture of that. Alright guys, so Shatterglass Cyclonus, pretty cool, interesting recolor slash repaint. Once again, the only thing I want to really alter is the stickers I got on there, but it's still cool. And I didn't want to have to buy what is essentially a normal Cyclonus just to get the Weapons Master to go with my regular Cyclonus as it goes. So that's why I went with the Shatterglass to get that. Plus, eventually I do want to get a good Shattered Glass shelf on there. And by the way, I didn't do this comparison last time because I wasn't paying attention. That's Cyclonus in height-wise compared to RC. So, there you go. Yeah, I did forget I had another movie bot on hand. I just, well, because I had it set up for this review, kind of neglected it. Either way, Shatterglass Cyclonus, good old McDonald's, McDonald's brand Cyclonus. Still really cool. If you're into it, I suggest getting him just to keep your Shatterglass collection going. I digs it. I digs it a lot. But I'll see you guys on the next one. And remember, as always, keep on nerding.